Good morning, colleagues, and good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the sixth topic in this course, which is titled National Prosecutions. And the aim of this unit is to examine the role of national prosecutions as tools of transitional justice in post-conflict societies. We then weigh the choice of national prosecutions against other alternatives such as international criminal prosecution, such as the ICC. Just a brief introduction. As you may well know, some post-conflict countries have adopted a national prosecution legislation to deal with past human rights abuses. And these systems are independent of any international prosecutions being undertaken by the international community. Notwithstanding the establishment of the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, which is the example, the case study that will focus on, the Rwanda government enacted legislation to create courts and the Gacaca courts to deal with the criminal prosecution of some of the low-level perpetrators of the 1994 Rwanda genocide. Now, the reason for this is quite obvious, as you will have noticed in our previous discussion of international prosecutions. The ad hoc tribunals were quite expensive. The ICTR were quite expensive, and they took they were time consuming and sort of also distant from the victims and survivors of the crimes that were being addressed. So, and they couldn't, the ICTR was just incapable in terms of the mandate to deliver on prosecuting all possible perpetrators of the genocide. So all the accused of the genocide. So the Rwandan government decided to sort of come up with its own mechanism for the prosecution of these accused of perpetrators. The courts and this approach by the Rwanda government has both its weaknesses and strengths. It has been criticized and it has also been praised. But one obvious achievement of the approach is that it succeeded in prosecuting a record number of cases that the ICTR could not have prosecuted in over 100 years. So for all its weaknesses, that was a remarkable achievement. This approach therefore has been praised by those who think that there should be alternative approaches to the prosecution of perpetrators of human rights abuses in a transitional justice process, other than the international criminal prosecution approach, which is quite is often the dominant approach that advocates and donors often suggest. So the proponents of this approach are quick to point to the Rwandan example and its achievement as a possible alternative to the prosecution of perpetrators of mass atrocities, rather than the ICTR or the ICC model. So in the course of this discussion, students will be required to present a topic, a seminar presentation on this topic. I beg your pardon. A student who has chosen this topic will be expected to prepare a seminar paper and present the seminar in class. And the seminar paper is expected to be prepared and circulated to the entire class way ahead before the scheduled date of presentation. Upon presentation, the presentation will then be engaged, and the topic will then be discussed, and critics and comments and questions will be taken to deepen our discussion and understanding of the both the presentation and the topic under investigation. And it is important that there are some videos accompanying this lecture. You have a look at the video just to start you off, and the other materials that have been uploaded just to start you up on preparing for the discussion in the course of the semester. Please don't forget to drop me an email if you have any question. Thank you.